All right, guys, let's jump into the first translation or the first extended translation from Cambridge Latin, stage 10. Now, as we know that this is a stage about the rhetor, which is like a public speaker, but also kind of like an educator. So think about it like someone that might give a TED talk, except these people would go out in public spaces and then they would start arguing with people. And through argument, people would learn. So let's jump into it. I'm not going to be going through a lot of the forms that you should already know, specifically the first two declensions of nouns, and maybe some of the more frequent verbal forms. So we're going to try and move through quickly so that we're only focusing on some of the newer forms. So let's jump into it. So Quintus amicum Graecum habebat. So Quintus was having a Greek friend. Now that doesn't sound very proper in English to translate habebat, that imperfect tense verb, as was having. So we'll just put it as a simple past in English. So Quintus had a Greek friend. Notice that these are all, this is a nominative subject and these are the accusative direct objects. Well, accusative direct object with an adjective. All right, amicus erat Alexander. So the friend was Alexander, imperfect tense verb, right? And then two nominatives. Alexander is a predicate nominative and it's a Greek name. So Alexandros is the Greek form of it. It's third declension in Latin, but it literally means in Greek defender of people. Alexein is to defend, and andros is a human being. Quintus et Alexander ad pleistrom ibant. So ibant is an imperfect tense form from eo, meaning to go, and it's a third person plural with that nt ending. So they were going. So Quintus and Alexander were going ad pleistrom, to the palaestra, so to the exercise yard. That's a prepositional phrase right there. So Quintus and Alexander were going to the palaestra. Ubi rhetor Graecus erat. So ubi is a subordinating conjunction there, and it means where. So where the Graecus rhetor, the Greek speaker or the Greek rhetorician, erat was, another imperfect form of the verb. So putting it all together, Quintus and Alexander were going to the palaestra where the Greek rhetor was. Hic rhetor erat Theodoros. So et prope palaestrum habitabat. Alrighty, so hic rhetor. Hic is a demonstrative pronoun, and it means this, and it's a masculine singular, so it's going with rhetor, which is a third declension nominative. So this rhetor, this rhetorician, was Theodorus. Theodorus is another Greek name. It literally means gift of God, and we get the word or the name Theodore and the name Dorothy from this. Et prope palaestrum, and near the palaestra. So prope is a preposition and takes an accusative object of the preposition. And near the palaestrum, habitabat, he was living. So we put it together as this rhetor was Theodorus, and he was living near the exercise yard. All right. In palaestra erat porticus longa, ubi Theodorus juvenes docebat. So, prepositional phrase, in the palaestra, erat, imperfect tense verb, was porticus longa. Okay, so we know that porticus is that fourth declension verb, fourth declension noun. And it's a nominative singular, although we know that porticus could be a plural. But we know that it's singular because the adjective right here is longa. Longa is going with it. And longa is a first declension adjective. It's a nominative singular with that a on it, right? And we know that that longa is feminine by nature of being first declension. Porticus, it's fourth declension, and like the third declension and the fifth declension, it can be anything. It can be neuter, masculine, or feminine, and porticus is feminine. So this feminine adjective in the first declension is going with this fourth declension feminine noun, right? And both are nominative singulars. So we'll put it all together towards the end. But let's jump to this next thing. Ubi, so it's subordinated. Where, Theodorus, nominative subject. Juvenes docebat. Docebat is the subordinated verb. He was teaching. We get doctor actually from this verb. It's an imperfect form. Euenes, and that's the accusative direct object. Youths, it's third declension. So, and porticus obviously is it's a colonnade. It's an overhanging area where you would sit to get some shade. So, put it all together, in the palaestra was a long colonnade where Theodorus was teaching youths. Postquam ad hanc porticum venerant. So postquam this is a subordinated clause. After they came, so perfect tense verb, ad hanc porticum, to this colonnade. Notice that hanc is another demonstrative pronoun, and it is modifying porticum, that fourth declension. Alexander et Quintus rhetorem audiverat. So Alexander and Quintus are the two subjects of this. They're both singular, but together they make a plural, which is why this is a perfect plural verb, and it is they heard. Rhetorem is the accusative direct object, so they're listening to him. So after they arrived, or they came to this colonnade, Alexander and Quintus listened to the rhetor. Rhetor juvenibus conversiam nuntiabat. So rhetor is the subject. The rhetor, juvenibus, this is a dative plural, to the youths. Controversium, and a controversium is like a debate. So debate. And nuntiabat, imperfect tense verb, he was announcing. So the rhetor was announcing a debate to or for the youths. Graeci sunt meliores quam Romani. And you can imagine this kind of like the meme of the fellow sitting at the table with something, a controversial topic, and then it says, change my mind below it. So, and this is Graeci sunt meliores quam Romani. So the Greeks, nominative subject, sunt, are meliores. This is a comparative adjective, and it is introducing a subordinated adverbial clause, which is a clause of comparison, introduced by quam, which means than, Romani, the Romans. And it's another nominative because it's matching the antecedent of what's being compared to. So the Greeks are better than the Romans. Quintus vehementer exclamavit. So Quintus is the subject, vehementer is the adverb, and exclamavit is a perfect tense verb. Quintus angrily exclaimed, minime, and this is an exclamation, it means not at all. Nos Romani sunt meliores quam Graeci. So same form as this, and it is we Romans, nos Romani. Romani is an apposition to nos. Sumus, second person plural, or first person plural form of est, are meliores, comparative adjective, and then quam Graeci is that adverbial clause comparison. We Romans are better than the Greeks. Theodoros, postquam hanc sententiam audivit, respondit. We'll say what he did in a second. So Theodore, nominative subject. Postquam hanc sententiam audivit is a subordinated clause. It's a temporal one. So postquam is after. Hanc sententiam. And a sententiam is a accusative direct object, and it means it's an opinion. So after audivit, perfect tense verb, he heard, hanc, demonstrative pronoun, this opinion, respondit, perfect tense, responded, haec est tua sententia. So haec, demonstrative pronoun, nominative, this is tua sententia, your opinion. It's just like in the Big Lebowski. Well, that's just your opinion, man. Nos tamen non sententiam quaerimus. So nos, that personal pronoun, we, it's a nominative plural. Tamen, however, this is just it's an adverb there. Non quaerimus, so non is another adverb. It's going with the main verb, which is the present tense. It is we are not looking for. We get the word inquiry from this. Sententiam, accusative direct object. Opinion. So we, however, are not looking for opinion. Nos argumentum quaerimus. So we, nominative subject, are looking for quaerimus. Argumentum, it means proof. It's like a logical proof. And formal logic, formal argument requires almost mathematical precision, and they expected it back then. So we're looking for proof. Tum quintus rhetori et amicis argumentum explicavit. So tum is more or less it's an adverb, but it means then. It's joining it in terms of time sequence. Then quintus, subject, And then rhetori et amicis are two datives. And this is a dative singular, third declension, and it's a dative plural, second declension. So to the rhetor and to the friends. Argumentum, accusative direct object. The proof, explicavit, he explained, perfect tense verb. So altogether, then Quintus explained his proof to the rhetor and his friends. And notice I put his a couple of times in there. Put that in brackets if you're going to translate it like that. Nos Romani sumus fortissimi, nos barbaros veracissimos superamus. So we Romans are the strongest or bravest, and this is a superlative adjective. Notice that it's nominative because it's with that copulative verb, so everything's in the nominative there. Nos barbaros veracissimos superamus. So we, nominative subject, overcome. There's the main verb. It's a first person plural. And then the accusative direct object is the superlative most fierce barbarians. So it's a superlative adjective with a noun, both accusative plurals, second declension. Nos imperium maximum habemus. So we, nominative subject, have, and then the largest empire, right? So this is superlative, modifying that accusative direct object. Nos pacem servamus. So what we do is we nos, right? And verb is servamos, and that is we keep or preserve, right? And then the direct object of that is pocket. It's from pox, it's third declension. It is peace. So we keep the peace. Vos Graeci semper contentiones habetis. So you Greeks, right? Nominative subject, semper, adverb. Always, habetis. So this is a second person plural. You Greeks are always having. Contentiones is arguments. It's a third declension accusative direct object. Vos semper estis turbulenti. You are estis, always, adverb, turbulenti. And turbulenti is like turbulent or not getting along, right? Think about water that is turbulent. Nos sumus architecti optimi. So we are the best architects. Another superlative. It's an irregular superlative, but it's the best architects, right? Again, nominatives because sumus is copulate. Nos vias et pontes ubiquem aedificamus. So we, nominative subject, aedificamus, build, right? Aedificamus, nominative, so first person plural. Vias et pontes are the two direct objects, streets and bridges. Ubique is an adverb and it means everywhere. So we build bridges and streets, or streets and bridges everywhere. Urbs Roma est major quam omnes urbes. So urbs Roma, so the Roman city or the city of Rome, est major, and major is a comparative adjective, is larger, quam, this is a clause of comparison, than omnes urbes, and this is all cities. Right? So these are then all cities. And these, sorry, this really should be nominative right here. This should be highlighted in blue. It's not accusative because it's the third declension, and therefore this could be either accusative or nominative form. Postremo, so postremo, finally, nos, this is an adverb, nos Romani diligentur laboramus. We Romans, nominative subject, diligenter, adverb, diligently, laboramos, work. So finally, we Romans work diligently. Die, so this is a nominative plural. This is second declension. The gods, igitur, therefore, this is an adverb. To us, nobis, this is dative of interest, or direct object, or indirect object, sorry. Imperium maximum dant, the biggest empire. Main verb is from do, dari, dedi, datus. It means to give. And therefore, it is the gods give to us, therefore, the biggest empire. Vos Graeci estis ignavi. So you Greeks are lazy. So nominative subject, estis, copulate, ignavi, nominative plural, predicate, adjective. Vos numquam laboratis, dei vobis nihil dant. So you, and then adverb, never, laboratis, work. Dei, the gods, noun subject, vobis, to you. So indirect object, dative. Nihil, this is indeclinable, and it's a direct object, nothing, dot, give. So the gods give nothing to you. Anyway, we will finish the rest of Controversia A in the next video. Otherwise, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.